Happiness is a discipline. It's not a gift. It's not an accident. It's not luck. It's not tied to your bank account, the weather outside your window, or how people treat you. You must shatter that illusion right now. Happiness is a choice, a deliberate act of will, a battle you fight for every single day, especially when life turns its back on you, especially when you're in the storm and the world is silent. The world won't hand you joy on a silver platter. It's not designed to. You must get up and take it. You must command your mind to align with strength, not weakness, and that takes work. Every day when your feet hit the ground, you face a decision. Will you control your attitude? Or will you let your temporary circumstances control it for you? That question, that single daily choice, determines everything. When life is difficult, the lazy mind looks for pity. The powerful mind looks for purpose. You can't afford to let pain define your entire reality. Pain is a signal, not a sentence. The moment you allow outside chaos, the noise, the criticism, the delays, to dictate your inner world, you lose your power. And when you lose your power, you lose your peace. You think true strength is built in comfort. Absolutely not. Strength is forged in the fires of difficulty. It is an earned resource. Discipline your thoughts. When your body is tired, focus your spirit. When you are hurting, make the choice to smile. That smile is not fake. It's fuel. It is an energetic declaration. Push yourself to smile, not because life is suddenly easy, but because you are stronger than what you are currently going through. If you wait for life to get better before you decide to be happy, you'll be waiting forever. Stop waiting, start becoming. There will be days you feel broken, days you want to disappear, days where joy feels like a foreign language. But listen closely, those are the exact days that define you. That's when you either dig deeper and cement your resolve, or you give up and surrender your power. You want peace? Build it brick by brick in the dark. You want unshakable joy? Create it when the world says you shouldn't have it. That's true power. That's resilience. That's what separates the average person from the unstoppable warrior. You don't need permission to be happy. You don't need everything to be perfect. What you need is standards, high mental standards, high emotional standards. No matter what comes your way, you rise. Not because life is fair, but because you have trained your mind, your emotions, and your spirit to rise anyway. That's what true leaders do. The moment you let someone else's actions determine your joy, you hand them the keys to your soul. Take them back. You control what lives in your head. You control what runs through your heart. Stop feeding your pain. Start feeding your vision. Stop repeating the story of what hurts you. Start writing the story of how you overcame it. Happiness is not found. It is built. It is not a treasure you stumble upon while wandering aimlessly through life. It is not a magical feeling that only appears when conditions are perfect, when the sun shines and people praise you. It is not given by others, nor granted by fate. Happiness is forged brick by brick, step by step, thought by thought. It is the result of inner construction, not outer coincidence. The moment you wait to feel good before you act right, you've already lost. Why? Because happiness is not the reward for action. It is the result of daily discipline. It is earned in silence, in struggle, in solitude, and that's what most people refuse to accept. People wait for better days, but the strongest minds create better days. While the average person looks at circumstances and shrinks, the uncommon person shapes their response. You do not control what happens around you, but you absolutely control how you interpret it. And that interpretation is the foundation of your emotional life. You want to feel peace? You must think peace. You want to feel alive? You must act with purpose. No one is going to feel it for you. No one is going to carry your mindset on their back. You either build yourself or you break yourself. There is no middle ground. Every single morning, life hands you a choice. Stay where you are or rise. Give in or grow. Wait for happiness or create it with consistent effort and conviction. The truth is, joy requires effort, not once, not occasionally, but every single day. You must fight for joy. You must train for peace, because when the world pushes you down, Your default reaction will either destroy you or drive you, and that default is built by repeated intentional focus. You either train your mind to push through or you train your mind to fold. When life gets hard, and it will, your habits will speak louder than your motivation. And your habits are shaped by what you practice, not what you wish for. Too many people wait to feel good before they do good. That's weakness disguised as logic. You don't wait to be inspired. You move with discipline and inspiration follows you. Happiness is not something you chase. It is something you generate. It flows from within, not from outside. If you wait for someone else to change so you can feel free, you've handed over your power. You have one shot at this day, no matter what happened yesterday, no matter who hurt you, who betrayed you, who ignored you. It's your mind, your mood, your life. You want happiness? Build it when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you don't see results. That's the test. That's the moment your future is being carved. When you want to shut down, but you show up anyway. When you feel empty inside, but you speak power into your soul anyway. That is not fake. That is courage. That is strength. That's the real you showing up. The people who win in life don't win because they had it easy. They win because they decided every day to push forward. If you want true happiness, then demand it from yourself. Set the tone, set the standard, act with courage, smile with intention, think with clarity. This is not about being understood. This is about becoming unshakable. Hard times are the gym for the soul. You either lift the weight or you collapse beneath it. You either grow through the pain or shrink from it. And in that pain is where the seeds of true joy are planted. The kind of joy that cannot be stolen by disappointment. The kind that isn't shaken by failure. The kind that belongs to you because you earned it. When the day begins, speak with strength. Today I lead my mind. Not, I hope I feel better. Not, I'll wait and see how it goes. No, you lead, you take charge. You set the emotional thermostat. If life turns cold, you heat up from within. If people go silent, you speak to yourself louder. If the day feels heavy, you carry it with posture and pride. You are not here to survive the day. You are here to conquer it, not with ego, but with energy, with discipline, with gratitude. You must command your emotional state daily. Never beg for it. You were not born to be at the mercy of your moods or held hostage by the chaos around you. You were built with power, not to be ruled by feelings, but to rule them. The moment you beg for peace, for clarity, for motivation, you've already placed your strength in the hands of something external. And when your strength belongs to something outside of you, it can be taken from you at any moment. That is not freedom. That is emotional slavery. Most people live that way without even knowing it. Their emotions decide their actions. Their fears shake their words, and their feelings dictate their future. But not you, not anymore. You don't get to say, I don't feel like it, when your mission is on the line. You don't get to shrink when pressure shows up, because pressure is not your enemy. It's your proving ground. You must rise no matter what you feel. You must train yourself to lead from the front, even if your knees are shaking. That is real control. When your emotions are running wild, it is your duty to stop the chaos. Take a breath and remind yourself, I am in charge here. Not my pain, not my fear, not my doubt. Me, my decisions, my standards, my thoughts, my focus. I choose what lives in my mind, and I will not rent space to weakness. Every morning before your feet hit the ground, a war is taking place. Your mind wants to slip into comfort. Your feelings want to guide you back to the past. Your doubt wants to whisper that you aren't enough. But you are not a victim of those thoughts. You are the captain. You either take control or get controlled. You either build the day or the day breaks you. So don't wait for motivation to show up. Don't ask for peace. Don't hope for strength. Command it. Stand in the mirror and speak it into existence. Not once, not for a few days, but every day until your inner world obeys you. Your emotions must not be dictators. They must be trained soldiers. They take orders from your mind, not the other way around. If your emotions are leading, you will break when life gets heavy. But if your mindset is leading, nothing can bend you. People will test you. Delays will test you. Loss will test you. But you will remain centered because your emotions do not make your decisions. You do. You don't need to feel good to act right. You need to act right to feel good. That is the secret the average person never learns. They keep waiting for a good day, waiting to feel inspired, waiting for someone to lift them. And while they wait, their life stays still. But the one who commands their emotions, they move mountains. You want power? Control your state. You want peace? Guard your mind. You want joy? Plant it in discipline. Stop blaming the world for how you feel. Stop giving people permission to wreck your peace. Take back your authority. Remind yourself that no matter what happens today, you decide what it means. That power is not given, it is claimed. And if you claim it, truly claim it, no external storm can shake you. You will bend, but you won't break. You will bleed, but you won't quit. Because every time life tries to drag you into weakness, you rise with conviction and say, I answer to something higher than how I feel. I answer to who I choose to be. Adversity is life's invitation to grow. Respond with joy, not complaint. Every struggle, every setback, every loss that shakes your world is not here to break you. It is here to build you. It is not a curse, but a call to rise, to evolve, to sharpen the edges of your spirit against the grindstone of difficulty. Most people waste their pain. They complain, they blame, they retreat, they ask, why me? As if life has singled them out for suffering. But what they don't see is that adversity is not personal, it is purposeful. You are not here to fold. You are here to respond with joy. That joy is not forced. It is not some empty grin pasted over a broken heart. It is a choice, a weapon. It is the decision to stand in the storm with your head high and your purpose intact. It is the refusal to let difficulty drag your energy into darkness. You don't need to enjoy the pain, but you must embrace the growth. You must meet adversity with a mindset so strong that it shocks the world. Complaints are easy. Joy is discipline. Anyone can whine, anyone can point fingers, explain why life is unfair. But those who achieve real transformation don't have time for pity. They use every hit as a spark. They turn pain into focus. They turn loss into fuel. They turn delays into deeper drive. Adversity will strip away the surface. It will reveal what you're really made of, and what you find in that reflection is up to you. Will you find a person crushed by circumstances, or will you find a warrior rising from the ashes, eyes clear, fists clenched, heart unshaken? Because that's what you are if you choose to be. Every challenge is asking you one question: how strong are you willing to become? And every time you answer with joy, with action, with discipline, you become someone that difficulty cannot defeat. There is a kind of person adversity cannot handle. A person who doesn't flinch, who doesn't stall, who doesn't whine or wait for someone else to fix it. A person who faces the fire and walks through it. That person lives inside of you. Stop using your voice to complain and start using it to command. Command your energy, command your thoughts, command your response. You may not control the pain, but you always control the perspective. Start seeing adversity as your training ground, your opportunity to sharpen mental muscles. The heavier the weight, the stronger you become. The deeper the hole, the greater the rise. Every hard day is shaping your victories. Every loss is building humility. Every betrayal is sculpting wisdom. These are not just wounds, they are weapons in disguise. The world will never stop testing you, but that's not the problem. That's the point. Life will keep handing you storms until you learn how to become the calm inside them. The obstacle is not in the way. It is the way, but only if you see it that way. You are being molded for something greater, and molding always comes with pressure, but pressure is a privilege. Diamonds are not made in comfort. Leaders are not made in ease. Purpose is not born in applause. It is born in adversity. No external force has power over your internal choice. Nothing outside of you, no failure, no rejection, no criticism, no loss can dictate how you think, how you respond, or who you become unless you let it. The moment you surrender your mind to circumstance, you've given away the only true power you'll ever have. And that power is choice, your ability to choose your focus, your thoughts, your next move. Regardless of what's collapsing around you, that power is sacred. Too many people give it up every single day. They let opinions shape their worth. They let defeat define their identity. They walk through life reacting, not creating, living as slaves to situations instead of commanders of their destiny. But the truth is this: no one has the power to ruin your day unless you grant them access. The battle is never out there. It is always in here, in the thoughts you accept, in the meaning you assign, in the story you tell yourself about what just happened. And this is why you must also choose gratitude, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts, because that's the very moment your mind wants to break, when your emotions spiral into darkness. Gratitude becomes your most powerful weapon, not the shallow kind, but the kind that rips through your excuses and reminds you, you are still here, you are still capable, you are still breathing. As long as you are breathing, you have the power to choose how you respond. Gratitude is not a reward for the comfortable. It is a discipline for the warriors. Anyone can be grateful when everything's working. Your true strength is revealed when nothing makes sense, when everything hurts, and yet you still whisper, "Thank you. Thank you for the chance to fight. Thank you for the challenge that's forcing me to grow." This is not delusion, it's decision. Happiness built on results is fragile. Happiness built on discipline is bulletproof, because results can vanish. People can disappoint you, but your habits, your inner framework, that stays and it carries you through. When others are consumed by doubt, you're busy executing. When others panic, you move with purpose because you've trained for this. You rely on muscle memory. Discipline is choosing what's right over what's easy. It's holding the line when your mind screams to quit. Every time you stay focused, stay honest, stay hungry, you carve a deeper sense of respect for yourself, and that respect breeds self-trust. That self-trust breeds happiness, the kind that stays with you in silence, in darkness, in difficulty. So let this be the day you stop negotiating with your pain and start commanding your power. No more waiting for peace to arrive. You bring it. No more searching for joy. You generate it. No more hoping for the right moment. You declare this moment as the right one. Gratitude is not a feeling you stumble into. It is a choice you forge in the fire. You become unbreakable, not because life gets easier, but because you get sharper, clearer, stronger. While others react, you respond. While others sink, you rise. Every day, especially when it hurts most, especially when you feel least like it, choose gratitude, choose strength, choose to push yourself forward with purpose. That's how happiness is built, not found, not given, built by you.